Prince Elaine. I must thank you, on behalf of the entire elven race. Had you and your company not come to these lands, we would surely be languishing beneath Zenoiran's iron fist even now.
The war we fight is not for Cornea alone. And victory is but a distant dream until all who suffer under Zenoiran's tyranny rise in song as one. Yet even were that not the case, we would come to your defense every time. Elaine. Ah, yes. Have you found any texts bearing mention of the Ring of the Unicorn?
We have. However... Allow me. The room that housed them was ransacked, set ablaze by the look of it. The ancient tomes were badly burned. But be at ease. The passages we need were still legible. The Ring of the Unicorn will be restored to its true strength only once the Rite of Covenant has been performed.
And is this rite described anywhere?
It is. According to the texts, all you have to do is go to the altar and offer up the Ring of the Maiden to a chosen companion.
Not sure that's a ring we've got.
Indeed. It is a treasure passed down through generations by the Turanos of Elheim. And now, I'd like you to have it.
Are you certain you wish to part with such a precious artifact?
Beyond certain. This ring is the only chance we have of stopping Galerius. It wouldn't do to keep that to ourselves, now would it?
Huh. Guess that's everything. All we gotta do now is head to that altar and have ourselves a ritual.
Yes, but its location is sadly lost to us. Trapped behind burnt words and cindered pages.
Of course it is. Should have known it wouldn't be easy. Not like we've got a choice, though. Come on, Elaine. Let's get to hunting.
Hold just a moment. We wish to accompany you and join the battle for a free Thevrith. In truth, we owe you an immeasurable debt after everything you've done for our people. And while this can't truly be considered fair repayment, I ask that you let us aid you as best we can. Elheim will never be safe as long as Zenoiran exists. We know that all too well now. 10 years ago, we turned a blind eye to their designs in order to preserve our peace. And that very peace was the price we paid. We won't make that mistake again. Not this time.
With resolve that strong, we would be mad to refuse. You're always welcome amongst our ranks.
Glad to make it official. Now come on, we've got places to be.
Is something the matter?
I look forward to our time together, Prince.
So, if you want the true ending of the game, you need to get hitched to somebody, huh? Oh, there's a whole bunch of honors for taking out those guys. Charm of Land and Sea. I got another Idealist hand mirror that I still haven't used any of. Nice. Charm of Land and Sea, huh? I'm getting real close to that. Fired Ring of the Maiden. Oh, and I can't equip it. It doesn't do anything. Probably need to get hitched to somebody for it to do something. Right, we got our hands on the Ring of the Maiden and all, but what are we gonna do with it? Not even Eltolin knows where we've got to go next. Altar of the Unicorn and Maiden is out there somewhere, Lex. It's only a matter of time until we find it. Could it truly be that simple? Scarlet? You recall the altar in the forest on Polivia, the one near the cathedral? Can I forget? We used to play hide and seek there as children. Well, I was responsible for keeping it clean, and it now occurs to me that it might just be the place we're looking for. It would be some coincidence. Not like we've got any other leads, though. So come on. Olivia's waiting for us. Inquest, Unicorn, and Maiden. Okay. So... we did the thing.
We've managed to reclaim some key positions in Elheim and drive Zenoiran out of the region almost entirely. We're making
Nice.
some good progress here. Let's keep it up.
So, Bastorius next.
Now, This is the state of Fevrith at present.
Where to next, then?
What of Bastorius to the north? Compared to the other nations of Fevrith, we know little about their current standing. We may assume Zenoiran has a stranglehold on the region, yet it will be difficult to gauge how tight until we set foot there ourselves.
We've already been there.
If you would make for their snowbound land, we must head north, past the walled city of Euquit.
Oh, we took a boat there already. I mean, I guess the game doesn't account for that possibility in the dialogue. And I wish we still haven't seen a unicorn Redora Master. Hope things are going well today. But yeah, I want to see a unicorn, but I cannot. There's a poor conversation available. There's probably a whole bunch of things here. How about I station where the heck are you? Rosalind here. You're stationed at like the arena place, but like how about you get stationed here? Something or other instead. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff that I can grab around here. Ooh, this is where I get a whole bunch of those vines from. Sweet. There's still baddies here? Well, die, I guess. Yeah. Didn't think I'd see rebels all the way out here. Well, I guess we're not done with Elheim yet. There's still things like the battle for Slimapelt over here. Well, I'll go grab a bunch of stuff. Now, I want to see what's out here. I can get another king's weapon now that I should be able to access the last carving. I would think. Fight me. I'll gladly collect honors from you. Fine shard, cool. I'll always take those. Is this something? It is. I've heard much about your liberation army, young man. Here, use this well. Rose brooch. Heal 50% HP when using active skill. Oh, and that also reminded me. I wanted to check the things we got. The charm thingamabob. Where the heck is the... Also, this would be really good to pair with a gambler's coin, but I'll figure that out some other time. I got the Charm of the Land Sea. Max HP plus 10, physical attack plus 4. 2 and 2 in physical defense and magic defense. Okay, so it's just the opposite of Charmer of the Sun and Moon. It's just that, but for physical attack. Okay, I gotcha. But yeah, we haven't seen a unicorn, but we got the Ring of the Maiden, so now we can get hitched to somebody. And it sounds like we need to get hitched to somebody if we want the true ending. Sanctuary is quiet and absent even the slightest hint of activity. Let's first make for the altar of the Unicorn Maiden. There we unbind the ring and restore it to its true power. Okay, so then things start happening when I go to these altars. I can go to all these altars that have been around and actually do something at them now, I guess. That will be unlocked. Wink, Stardust Hourglass. Is this a side quest? Got an exclamation point above you. This is the only port in all of Elheim that'll get you to Albion. Oh, so this is how you get to Albion early. I'm not letting you take it from me. Oh, so we could do Bastorius next, or we could do the Angel place if we really wanted to. Interesting. But I have my specific recruit order in mind, so Bastorius next. But I wouldn't mind checking out Albion. See what kind of stuff is there. Camping set. Okay, so there's a couple things to do here yet. I want you to run around and grab all the crap first. I wouldn't mind doing. Once I see a 4, I can expand another one of my units to 5. And then shove someone new in there. I do have unassigned units. Yoink. I wonder if the castle there has a bunch of really nice stuff. It might. How the heck do I... Oh my goodness. Okay. That's how I do that. Yoink. Is this an interactable thing? Nope. Devastated to learn that many of the ancient texts stored in the Nastherion has now been lost to us. My failure in stopping the enemy from claiming the tower brings me great shame indeed. Don't worry about it, foul necromancer. I had no choice but to flee at the time. Vow to keep our land safe from this day onward. Nice. Nastherion was... I don't think I've seen you, like, in a cutscene ever. Like, this generic look with the veil over the eyes. Nastherion was built in an age long past, a distant time, even for ourselves. I think that's the first I've seen of that. Rosalinda may act brave, but she hides a great deal of suffering beneath that mask. I'm certain of it. I fear she blames herself for all the blood that's been shed in our lands. Grateful that you drove off those horrible Zenoiran soldiers. Of course I am. But a word of warning. Don't even think about turning around and claiming our town like they did. I'm claiming your town. Let's go renovate it and then, oh, I don't have to renovate it. Yeah, and I already stationed a guard here, I think. Also, I have no idea who I'm gonna get hitched to.
Get many customers here. Please have a look around.
I'll have to, like, see more support conversation and figure it out. Or figure out, like, what's optimal. Like, maybe the Ring of the Maiden gives, like, a whole bunch of stats up or something. Skyward Thrust. Attack 3 enemies with magic. Potency versus flying targets. Oh. That's kind of cool. I'll buy that. Dusk Robe, Nocturnal Impetus. Activates after using an active skill. More magic attack and +1 AP at night. Interesting. Always grab more lapises. Always grab more dove plumes. Dang it, I hit the mute my mic button, not the turn off my camera button, so I can show the amounts here. Wait, I don't need to turn off my camera. I can just switch to this layout. What am I doing? Thornblade. More PP, but my HP goes down. Oh, interesting. Huh. Alright, sure. Let's get the Thorn series so I have it. In case I ever decide to use it. I'm using up a whole lot of my monies, but that's okay. Grab a couple of those. Yeah, I have a lot of these, so I don't need any of those. Purchase. Alright, well, don't have all that much in the way of funds anymore, but that's fine. Wait a second. Yeah, I can do this now. Let's bring you up to 5 units. That's what we can do. And then I can give this squad... Who? Come on. Bruno, Sharon, Tatiana, or Nina. Well, I could have Melisandre and Lisa, whatever it is, in the front there. And for safety, have one of my clerics or something. I'm not really hurting for damage in this squad, I don't think. So just like some extra safety here. Do something like that. Maybe. I don't know. Something along these lines. And then, yeah, so you've still got, things here. You'll get Parting Resurrection in a hot second, so you don't really need this thing. A double heal, restore minor HP to 2 allies. Barrier activates before an ally is attacked. Yeah, so let's do that and do it if someone attacks the back row. This is kind of what I'm thinking here. Then we'll be a whole lot safer. Also, I have a spare lapis, so I may as well. Here we go. There, look at that. So we can heal. We can do a whole bunch of things here. Heal self for minor HP recovery. Buff to endure a lethal blow. After their debuff, do that. And quick heal after their hit. Yeah. Yeah. This squad is looking a little bit better now. Okay. Let's see here. We've got some rapport conversations to see here. While I'm aware that Rosalinda's palace lies underground, what about you, Athelion? Have you spent much of your life beneath the surface as well? I have. Till I joined her personal guard, I had little reason to leave our subterranean city, so I almost never did. The only light I ever saw was the orange hue of a magic lantern, or the occasional moonbeam filtering in through the entrance to the cavern. As a child, the sun was always more of a concept than an actual entity which existed in my world. It's difficult to imagine, in all truth. No other race of Fedra has most of their population consigned to a life secluded within the earth. Maybe not, but it has its benefits. For one, the insular nature of our cities means few invaders think to attack. Also, think about fancy worlds like this with things like elves and angels and stuff like that. If only there was a faction of, like, dwarves that were chilling underground and stuff. That'd be sick, too. Those that do often end up lost in a maze of corridors. I can only assume that's why Zenoiran went after Lower Hall instead. Cruel twist of fate, indeed. Life was good before they turned up, you know. When I was just a child, here Rosalinda would leave the city every now and then to travel the various realms of Elheim. When she returned, she would tell us all the most incredible tales of the outside world. I can still remember the wonder that filled my heart with every word. The more I listened, the more certain I grew in my dream for the future. To accompany Tia Rosalinda on the journey she recounted, stand in her defense should the need ever arise. Why you now serve in her personal guard? Exactly. Though I don't like to admit it, I always used to think of her as But I always used to think of her as a sister to me, rather than any kind of dark elf royalty. I swear to you, Elaine, never again will the shadow of Zenoira hang over this nation. No matter what happens in the course of this war, I will always be there to protect Terra Rosalinda with my very life, if I must. You seem like a cool dude, man. I like you. What's going on here between Rosalinda and Athelion? Nice work today, Athelion. You never cease to impress me. Thank you, Terrace. Before we head back, do you mind if I have a word? Oh? I'm not used to getting requests from you, of all people. What is it, then? A matter of the heart? Absurd. Too bad. Well, go on. You remember the stories you used to tell me when I was still just a boy. Tales of your travels beyond our city walls. How could I forget? You always pretended not to pay attention, but it was obvious you were hanging on to my every word. I didn't think you would notice. But the way your ears twitched in enthusiasm, it was impossible not to. I'm sorry, go on. Truth of the matter is, stories were an inspiration. I often dreamt of a day I would leave the city myself as your loyal guardian. Now you've made that dream a reality, Terrace. I couldn't be more grateful for that. You needn't thank me, Athelion. It was only through your own efforts that such feats were possible. In fact, I should be thanking you for providing me a peace of mind that few others can. Your words honor me. Speaking of stories, I was actually planning to share a few with the local children after we got back to town. You're welcome to join me, if you'd like. Me? Terrace? I would be glad to, though I can't say I'll make for the best storyteller. Just have confidence, and I'm sure they'll love it. Now come, we shouldn't keep them waiting. But of course. Yeah, I think Athelion is one of my favorite characters in our army here. Alright, let's see this one between Elaine and Rosalind. Rosalinda, as they say it. Ooh. Oh. Please don't scare me like that when I'm reading, Rosalinda. Sorry, I just couldn't help myself, seeing you standing there all defenseless. Odd, though. You seemed nothing like this when first we met. Like what? Well, friendly, I suppose. You struck me more as a formal princess than one who would play tricks on her commander. You're awfully cute when you're flustered. It's simply that the more we spend time together, the more I want to learn about who you really are. So I thought I'd show you a little bit of who I really am, too. Well, I can't fault your logic. Unless you're saying you liked me better before. Standing rather close to me, Rosalinda. There's something wrong with that? Not as such, no. It's only that it's impossible to read with my book covered in your shadow. Yes, you're reading. Perhaps I wouldn't mind joining you in that venture myself. So don't worry, I'll make certain I don't obstruct your view. So much for my quiet afternoon. Elena's not getting the hints here. He's like, Bish, I'm trying to read here. Leave me alone. Oh, I guess the next one's immediately available. But yeah, she caught wind that for the true ending, I gotta get hitched with someone and got interested there. No. Why is it still orange? I thought oh, I guess I just pulled you out, but I didn't actually station you here. You know, with the liberation, sir, all the soldiers won't stop talking about you. In a good way, that is. Never thought such a day would come, but we owe our freedom to you humans. I want to talk to them all so that their little speech bubble things go away and get replaced with the everything is possible so long as you walk beneath the boughs, however. So they get replaced with this as you walk by. Shows who you've talked to and not yet. Tavern and Panaspel is better food than you could ever imagine. My parents would always take me there whenever we had something to celebrate. Prince Elaine, don't you must to ensure no harm comes to Eternos. When you next return to Elheim, the land will be returned to its former glory. I swear it. Cool, man. Do I need to... No, I don't actually need to deliver anything there. Humans, Rosalind has commanded us to leave you be. Make no mistake. Seek to abuse us as Zenoira did, you'll answer for it in blood. Then pay with your blood. Soldiers aren't coming back, right? It'll be nice to play outside again. Yeah, I don't think they can capture any territory back. We can finally play by the lake yet, now that all the bad men are gone. That's right. Is it true that Zenoiran oppression runs rampant even beyond the bounds of Elheim? I think we were once content to remain ignorant of the wider world. This trust and hatred our race feels towards yours stems from more than just Zenoiran's invasion of our homeland. No, humans like you have chosen to sow the seeds of war time and again over the passing centuries. It would almost be impressive if it wasn't so upsetting. Yeah, it's kind of funny how people do that. Oh, unsullied scrap metal. That's a thing that I need. What? I want to adjust my chair, get some better posture here. Something or other. It's yoink. What's up? You have done us a great service, Cornian Prince. 'Tis an act of goodwill I'll remember for the rest of my days. I mean to thank you, young humans, for ridding our home of Zenoiran influence. Oh, you can leave the Forest of Thorns to us now. Never again will an enemy of Elheim grace these shores. Yeah, and I can get all these thorns that places want me to deliver. I can finally get them. Thank goodness. I was wondering where the heck I got those thorns from, but here does make sense. Alright, there's a rapport conversation kind of tucked in here, it looks like. Selby? Worry not. I'll have you out of there in but a moment. That's why it's tucked in there, I guess, huh? Thank you, my prince. It's a relief to see you unharmed, Selby, but I must ask, how did you come to be trapped beneath all that rubble? Well, you see, one moment I was in the midst of a peaceful investigation, and the next I found myself beset by spirits of the dead. The same phantom soldiers we've encountered elsewhere, I presume. Precisely what I thought at first, but I soon realized they were actually the ghosts of deceased children and house pets. Slumber a discovery. There's no sigil in the region either, so it couldn't have been magic which manifested them. And given the household items I came across in my excavations, I can only assume there used to be a settlement here. Anyway, I believe the ghosts were trying to play a prank on me, and accidentally brought the ruins crashing down in the process. They must have been awfully startled by all the noise, and they quickly fled the area, likely off to some spectral plane beyond our comprehension. Not so certain about that. Before I found you, I heard a young voice calling out to me from this direction. Perhaps it was one of the children, urging me to come to your aid. Oh, spirits. You can hear me out there. Note that I'm entirely unharmed, thanks to you. That I plan to further my research into these lands, in hopes of learning more about the people you once were. I will forever be grateful for what you've done here today. Speaking of research, Selby, perhaps you shouldn't be doing it alone any longer. May not be so lucky next time. Valid point, yes. And thank you again for digging me out of that rubble. Nothing at all. I'm merely pleased to know you're safe. More honors. Okay. Let's see here. I will grab some more of these thorns. I see that question mark on the map over there. That's gotta be the last carving thing, Bob. This enemies, you must neglect your own defenses. You need a Saint Knight, shield from magic attacks, row barrier. Yeah, I know about that. Wow, I really can't kill you with any of my squads? Well, I guess I'm not doing that yet. I admit, I once believed humans were nothing more than vile, heartless creatures, but your actions here have convinced me to re-examine my prejudice. Perhaps I had the wrong of it. Clearly, the few humans I'd seen before were not representative of your kind as a whole. Yep. Definitely not. After being saved from battle by a band of elves, I fell deeply in love with one of my rescuers. When I finally told him how I felt, I learned he was 2 centuries old. Surprise, of course, but it doesn't really change much. The heart wants what the heart wants after all. Oh, there's another stone circle here. Wait here a moment. See if there's any star iron left within. And we'll apparently be able to use it for some really cool equipment in Bastorias. Here's what I managed to find. Cool. Who knows how much of it I need for different equipment pieces. Or anything like that. Getting a little smidge of darked out area in the shore. In the shore? Well, in the near waters here, at least. Ooh. What I can there. Between Elaine and Raylanor. What is your involvement with Tia Rosalinda? I demand an answer, now. Not certain what you mean. Forgive me, I didn't intend to take such a forceful tone of voice. It's simply that she seems to have grown rather smitten with you. And as her attendant, it's my duty to determine if you're truly suited to him. To determine what it is you think of her. First, for an answer, I would say she's a fine ally indeed in the fight against Zenoiran. And what else? Want more? In that case, I suppose she does stand somewhat close to me at times. She tends to speak softer than most everyone else, so I think it only natural that she draws near to me. Unless perhaps there's a deeper reason for that. Wow. Elaine so oblivious here, I guess. In the game where you have to get hitched to somebody for the true ending, it seems like. Oh, very interesting. The tenacity of will to command an army alone, tinged with the slightest touch of vulnerability. If this is the man that Terra Rosalinda has chosen, then so be it. I approve. Approve of what, exactly? Nothing you need worry yourself over. Thank you for the assistance, Elaine. I hope you can find in your heart to appease my lady's wishes. For nothing could bring me greater joy. Goes right into the thorns. I'm certain I understand what just happened. Well, okay. That was that conversation. What's over here? Nothing? Nothing.